Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I've got just a small job here to do today, and as you can see, not very big at all. It's actually a tire shop, and this is the little office. So anyway, I did a very thorough pre-vacuuming. Took me about 20 minutes, I think, which I recorded, and assuming all goes well, it'll be the video just before this one. So I thought I'd just show what I'm going to do with this. Now I did treat, there's a couple of spots right here behind me. I'm not sure what that was, it was quite black, but I treated that. And then I sprayed all over the carpet using a trigger sprayer. I use Argosheen. I don't use Argosheen all that much anymore because I can't get it anymore. So I'm being a bit more sparing with it. But anyway, and what's in the tank right now is from my previous job, which if all these recordings go well, it'll be the one before the vacuuming one of this particular job. Anyway, that job was a real challenging one, and I boosted my cleaner with radical rinse, and I'm running down a max of 2 ounces per gallon. So that's what's in the tank right now. And I'm running with starting off with a hog's hair fiber pad, and make sure it's engaged, and away we go. And this is a brand new fiber pad, so it's biting real hard. Okay, here we go. And it's having fabulous effect immediately, which is what I expected. It's just, now one of the characteristics, by the way, of this olefin is that it, and one thing to bear in mind when you're cleaning it, is if you just squirt or spray a heavy amount of pre-spray onto this olefin, it will absorb virtually no moisture, so the moisture will go right through the carpet. It'll carry your spray or whatever right into the backing along with the soil. So one of the tricks of dealing with this carpet is to try not to do that, and try to just apply enough solution to dissolve the soil without having any of the soil wash into the backing. And that's one of the reasons why the shower feeding works so well. Now, so that spot, which was quite a black spot, just disappeared in like a second. Another black spot right here. I have no idea. This is just a tire store, so who knows. When I came in to look at it, I had a bunch of tires sitting over against this side. So I have no idea what the stain was, but it's not your normal household kind of a soiling situation that I'm dealing with here. But anyway, that stain is coming out, and I'm not really applying any more a heavy solution. I'm just making sure that the fiber pad is kept damp, and then I just let the fiber pad agitation, scrubbing action, do the work. Overwetting these carpets is not a good idea. They will tend to wick. So the trick is to get the soil to release without overdoing it. And they usually clean really well, actually. Ooh. Really shocking to see all the soil that was coming out of this carpet when I pre-vacuumed it. And if you've not seen that video, it should be the one just before this, if I assume that I put them up in order. I mean, look at the difference already. Just applying quite sparingly, actually. I'm just making sure I'm watching the carpet making sure I'm getting an even coverage. The trick is not to soak or well, flush the carpet, because you can't effectively flush a carpet if the excess of water you're putting in carries that soil into the backing, especially if you didn't properly pre-vacuum the carpet. I mean, it really becomes an exercise of futility, actually. And that's how most steam cleaners will clean a carpet like this. They just come in, spray it heavy with their pre-spray, put the wand on, and blast that dirt right into the backing of the carpet, and then wonder why customer calls them up in a few days and says, "Hey, how come my carpet looks dirty again?" And because it will wick. When I steam cleaned, I remember that happening to me until I learned better. And boy, the Hogshair is a fabulous pad to use on the olefins, I tell you. It just strips the soil off the fibers so easily. Okay, I didn't quite go over here, so I'll run down the wall. And I'll get into the corner. Okay, that was the scrubbing. Now I'm going to go over this area a little bit more. This is where the customers will come in and stand here, I guess. You can see with the outline of the desk. The Hogshair fiber pad on this type of carpet is very noisy. That noise you're hearing is the actual sound of the scrubbing on the surface of this carpet. I'll go back here again. I'm just applying it a little bit, just to make sure I'm just a little bit damp on the fiber pad. Okay, I'm going to switch over to an Iron Man. That's actually quite grubby, see that? Now I'm going to try to not apply any water at all, or very little, with the Iron Man, because I do want to try to get the carpet now as dry as I can, in order to avoid any possible wicking. But if the carpet, or if the machine, if I feel the pad binding, then I know that I need to add a little bit. So, but ideally, I will add very little. I want to control the moisture on this carpet very precisely. This is very important. The secret to cleaning a carpet is to control where the dirt is. Don't over-wet it with this process, so that you can clean the carpet fiber, but don't wash the dirt into the backing. That's the secret of how this and why this system, this VLM system, works so well. And it's one of the reasons why I'm absolutely convinced that shower feeding is a better way to go than a spray. I know others don't agree with that, but this way I'm just able to control the moisture much more precisely. And of course, for me, I do have a great advantage that my machine is a center feed. So the moisture literally is only applying through the fiber, through the pad, whether it be the fiber pad or a cotton pad. It just gives me such a great amount of control over where the soil or where the moisture is applied, and it just allows me to be very precise and not over-wetting or losing control of the soil. It does take a little bit of practice doing this, that's for sure, but you get it after a while. It's going to be interesting to see how black this pad is, eh? I don't think this carpet's too old. It doesn't really look that badly worn, really. I forgot to ask him how old it is. But I would guess it's less than 5 years old. It's a pretty standard commercial type low-level loop that we see all over the place, and they're a good carpet. But they are prone to wicking and being olefin, of course, it will easily absorb oil and can be difficult to get that out. Okay, let's go back over here and let's have a look at the pad. Okay, it's a bit grubby. Okay, I'll do a flip and we'll run over it again. This is my minimum charge for commercial work, and this is a minimum charge job because it is so small. And my minimum charge for commercial is $200, in case you were wondering. I did tell him he needs to get a cap on this edge here because it's going to be nothing but a headache for him in time. Well, it already is. It's coming lifting up there, and I already snipped some yarns off of there for him. But it needs a proper threshold cap, and then it'll be fine. Carpet's going to look really good, I think. You could see with the wear contrast from where the desk was sitting and never stepped on, and behind the desk where he obviously had he has a chair there with wheels, and it's been course, pounding the carpet fiber down and scratching and abraiding it, so you can't undo that. But it will look better when it's totally dry. It'll lighten up and get very, very even again. It's actually a surprise that I got this job, because usually these kind of places never bother. I mean, they go for years and years and years, and they never bother cleaning the carpet. So, a little surprising this guy called me. Good for him. He wants to have a good image, and that's important, I think. He's got a really sharp truck. It's not here, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Really sharp truck there, with his sign on it and everything. The image is important. He sells a lot of high-end tires, I think. Okay, I'm actually finished. Let's just go over here, and then we'll take a look at the, get rid of this cable, and look at the, yeah, it's quite a bit lighter than the first side, so that's good. Okay, now I'll let you all go. Thank you for watching.